October Tape Experiment. One October, a very long time ago, I taped the whole month. I worked and lived and loved. I ate and drank and slept, but all whilst recording everything I was doing. Typing poems on a typewriter, performing in boozy bars, drinking in the colony in Soho, playing guitar in the dark alone, flirting on the telephone, eating dinner with a friend, taking a train to visit Mum. Me and my dictaphone. We did a lot of walking, smoking, thinking, drinking, writing, and yet more walking. Hampstead Heath to Kentish Town, to Camden, to Regent's Park, to Soho, to South Bank, to Waterloo. The red light flashing in my top pocket, recording an audio loop, capturing an era. The sounds of my life, my breath, the busy traffic, the people I knew back then, the era and changing times. I still have the cassettes of that October in a box, which I sealed shut. Now, something about the October light and the way I feel this morning reminds me of that time and that one October making those peculiar recordings and writing experiments. It was long before social media and smartphones. I guess it was a little like a selfie, but audio and not for sharing. I suppose I was exploring and memorizing our world through sound, making a time machine of sorts, a way to hear who and where we were. I made a month of tape recordings. The clip-clop of my cowboy boot heels, the crunch of autumn leaves, running for a bus, the sounds of the bus, drinking in a bustling and smoky pub, someone asking, "Why are you recording this?" I remember that strange month, sad month, odd month. I remember listening to these tapes and hearing my boot heels clicking on the pavement, then being surprised by voices. How many kind people called out and spoke to me as I walked around my London. "Hello, Salena," they said. "All right, mate." Sometimes they called my name like this. "Hello, Salena." Passing someone crossing a busy street. "Hello," as you bump into someone in the pub. "Hello, Godden," they'd say on these tapes, not knowing I was observing my life in audio, not knowing my pockets were stuffed full, spare batteries, blank tapes, a notebook and pen. I was a little scientific and analytic about it, but I was also quite smashed a lot of the time, so I would make mistakes, flip a cassette tape over and record over the same side twice, or forget to change the batteries and lose some crucial evidence, events and late hours. It was pot luck what actually got recorded and saved, and what was lost forever. I know I was behaving unnaturally, performing, sometimes thinking I was being clever, knowing I was on tape, telling people they were on tape, and us all performing to the tape, telling folk it was a wild experiment, and people would change the way they spoke to me, or react as though I was a journalist interviewing them. All the time, I wondered, how much of life is a performance? What is real, authentic, true? Why do we change when we know there is a recording of our idea of self? Each morning, I would wake up and make tea or pour a beer and smoke fags and record myself listening to the recordings from the day before and type poems and write diaries about the audio content, how it made me feel, what or who I was hearing, writing and processing the images and emotions and soundscapes I'd captured. These morning poetry sessions and recordings became a loop of the days before, and the typing, and the sound of writing, a mirror looping into a mirror, looping into a mirror. I remember I wrote about the sound of October, and the autumn leaves, and my adventures in Soho, and all the people I'd bumped into and chatted and drank with the day before. I wrote about performance, how we perform when we don't need to, what is real and what is unreal, what is expected. If nobody is looking, are we more ourselves to ourselves? In pubs and bars, for I was mad and young and out drinking every night, I would tell people I am recording my life on earth. It's a poetry experiment. And notice them begin to either shout and perform for me and the tape, or go quiet and change when they knew, I knew they were being recorded. I forgot about it until now. I'm not going to open the box. Not this year. Maybe in another 10 years' time. I know the box is down in the basement, but no, not now. I won't open it now. It is enough to know it is there, sealed and dusty. It is good to know it is down there. I am gazing out of my window at the orange leafy October light and remembering it and that era. I recall one tape. I'm with my mum in an M&S changing room as she's making me get fitted for a new bra. We are laughing. It is a moment of intimacy and love. And on another tape, I'm with Ollie. We're drinking absinthe up high on the edge of the Hastings cliffs and singing death wishes into the abyss. I want to jump into the stormy sea. I record a taste of loss. Now we are here, and in this October, and the leaves still fall.